If you liked our top trade videos for 2022, you're going to want to check this one out.
Hey, I'm Alex.
And I'm Philip.
And we teach you what you need to know about being a grown-up.
Because adulting shouldn't suck. If you're new to this channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Click on that bell so you get the notifications when we put out some new videos. And in the comments below, let us know what trade job you want to do when you grow up.
In this video, we're going to be talking about the top 5 paying trade jobs that don't require any college.
Oh yeah. Since 4 out of the 5 videos that we had mentioned in our top 5 paying trade jobs for 2022 required some sort of college, we thought it would be worthwhile to make a video on the top 5 trade jobs that don't require any college for 2022. These jobs that we're going to be mentioning today, they're still going to be coming in at or above the average salary for 2021, which, in case you forgot, was $62,000.
All right, so here we go. Number 1 is electrical power line technicians. And these people do a lot of stuff that I can't remember and even pronounce correctly, so I'm just going to read it. They install or repair electrical power systems and telecommunication cables, including fiber optics. This is like take 300, and I just could not say those words. So they're going to do all kinds of crazy stuff up high. They're going to work in confined spaces. Sometimes they use bucket trucks, but you got to be comfortable if you're doing this job, climbing up those utility poles and transmission towers where you're way up high in the air and just balancing on these crazy little ropes. So if you have zero fear of being up high, this job might be for you.
These line technicians are going to have to work in all sorts of weather conditions. We're talking snow, rain, wind, ice, whatever. They're probably going to have to be out there working in it at some point. Their job is to keep the power and telecommunications flowing. So if there's some sort of natural disaster or something that happens, they're the ones that are out there trying to restore power. Most companies only require line installers to have a high school diploma or equivalent, but they should be proficient in math and algebra. A lot of these line installers are going to have to complete some sort of apprenticeship program, which is going to consist of like 3 years of on-the-job training and then some classroom instruction that's typically provided by the company. But that can vary from company to company, so just keep that stuff in mind when you're looking at this job.
The average annual salary for these line installers is $68,000 a year, or about $33 an hour. A buddy of mine that does this makes about double that, actually. He makes about $60 an hour, plus he gets a ton of overtime. Now, if you want to get one of these jobs, you're probably going to have to fight somebody because it's a 0% growth rate over the next 10 years. Everybody wants these jobs. They're hard to get, and they're highly competitive.
Just got to wait for somebody to get electrocuted up there. You have a vacancy. Number 2, aircraft mechanics. Aircraft mechanics are going to perform routine maintenance on aircrafts. They're going to work in repair facilities, hangars, or on the airfield. Aircraft mechanics are going to have to meet deadlines and follow safety protocols.
Precautions.
Protocols?
Protocols.
Standards. Safety standards.
Yeah, those important things from the FAA. Most technicians learn their trade in an FAA-approved school in order to get their A&P license. Some technicians actually learn their skills on the job or get their training through the military, but overall they still have to get their A&P license in order to be certified to work on aircraft. On average, they're going to make about $66,000 a year, which is about $32 an hour.
Those Amazon packages gotta get delivered, so this job ain't going anywhere. The BLS predicts that this job is gonna grow over 11% across the next 10 years. So, if this is something you're wanting to do, you got room and opportunities to do so.
Mm-hmm. Number 3 is Boilermaker. Now, Boilermakers install, maintain, repair boilers or other big vats or containers that hold liquids and gases. I'm not gonna lie, before making this video, I had no idea what a Boilermaker was. We had to look it up, and it's legitimately, if you guys have ever seen Breaking Bad, when they're wearing the yellow suits and they're underground underneath the laundry facility and they're cooking meth, those big, huge, giant things they're cooking in, those are boilers.
I mean, hot water tanks are small broilers. Boilers. So, just think of them bigger.
Mm-hmm.
Big ass hot water tank. That's what a broiler is. Boiler. Why do I keep saying broiler?
I don't know, man.
I don't either.
Because you like to broil in your oven? I don't know.
I don't either.
Totally different thing.
Totally different thing.
Boilermakers do really physically demanding work inside of poorly ventilated areas that are usually cramped because you're working inside of a boiler or some kind of vat. Or it can be the complete opposite, and you can be working outside on a boiler in all kinds of extreme weather. And all you need for this job is a high school diploma or a GED.
Boilermakers go through an apprenticeship that typically lasts 4 years for them to be able to learn the job. This is going to consist of on-the-job training, which is going to show them how to use the tools that's necessary to fix these things and how to assemble these things correctly. These people are going to be making about $65,000 a year or $31 an hour, and the BLS projects that they're going to have a 1% loss in these positions over the next 10 years. So unfortunately, if this is your dream job, you might have a hard time getting a position. Number 4, electricians. Electricians are going to install, maintain, and repair electrical power and control panels at people's houses or in factories or businesses. They're going to work inside, outside, under your house, at construction sites, in factories, all over the place. They can be standing for long periods of time during the day. They can be kneeling for extended periods of time. They might have to travel when they're doing their work locally or long distance. So you have to remember they're going to be commuting involved. And then lastly, if they're working inside of a factory, it could be loud. So they're going to have to deal with that noise as well.
All you need in order to become an electrician is a high school diploma. And then you got to complete your apprenticeship, which might take anywhere from 3 to 4 years, depending on the state certifications of where you're living. Now, some states require that you go to a technical school and learn about circuitry and safety and all that good stuff. And some states, you don't have to do that. So it varies from state to state. Definitely go to bls.gov to look that information up. And on average, they're going to make about $57,000 a year, which is like $27.50-ish an hour. And then this job is predicted to grow 9% for electricians over the next 10 years. And you might make a lot more than this, depending on what part of the industry you go into. So you've got like residential, which doesn't pay as much as commercial, or if you decide to go out and work on your own as an entrepreneur. I know electricians that make well over $100,000 a year. Mm-hmm. So it all varies on what you end up doing with your certifications and experience. Lastly, number 5 is plumbers. Now, they're going to install and repair all kinds of pipes, from gas and water to you name it. They work in businesses, they work in factories, they work in residential, in people's homes, installing things like bathtubs and sinks and dishwashers, all kinds of stuff. Now, they're going to get a lot of weekend work and evening work, and that's where they make the big bucks, when people have emergencies.
Sir, Mr. Plumber or Mrs. Plumber, my kid threw something down the toilet, now it won't flush and I got water going everywhere. Help! To be a plumber, you typically only need a high school diploma or equivalent. Plumbers are going to learn their trade through a 4 to 5 year apprenticeship that consists of on-the-job training. Some states are going to require you to be licensed, so you might have to take some sort of state exam for that. But other than that, you don't need any more formal education to be a plumber. On average, these people are going to be making about $57,000 a year, which breaks down to about $27 an hour. But that's only for their 40-hour work week. That's not including any overtime or emergency calls. And after you become a good plumber, and let's say you branch off and start your own business, which is what most people do, those people are easily making 6 figures a year after they complete their apprenticeship. The BLS predicts that the plumber positions are going to grow over 5% across the next 10 years. So if you like to play with pipes and poo water.
I was saying some poo water.
Plumbing might be for you.
Well, there you have it. There's our top 5 list of trade jobs in 2022 that don't require a college degree. Some of them are going to be harder to get than others. And some of them are hard to fill. There's a shortage of these positions. So if you're interested in these jobs, go out, get into an apprenticeship or whatever it is you got to do, and do it.
Damn right. Remember, this is just the average for these positions. Depending on where you live, you might make a little bit more, you might make a little bit less. If you want to know how much money you can make doing a particular job in your area, go to bls.gov to check and see how much a position's making where you live. If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. In the comments below, let us know if you're going to do a trade job or not.
And we'll see you in the next video.